Alright, so what's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to be discussing all the changes that happened to sniper rifles as of the mid-season update. So yesterday we got the patch notes from Treyarch and these are just ridiculous. Like there's so much stuff in these patch notes. It's extortionate for me to cover it all in one video. It'd be like a 20-minute long video. And most of it isn't even all that interesting anyway. So I went ahead and picked up the most interesting part of it, in my opinion, which is the snipers. And we're going to discuss that in today's video. But just before we get into today's video, if you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're around about 50 subscribers away from hitting 1,000 subs here on the channel. So thank you to everyone who's been subscribed to the channel. If you've been subscribed for a couple of days, or if you've been subbed for a long time, I really appreciate you. And if this is the first video of mine that you're seeing, and you are new around here, then make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the Call of Duty content I make in the future. But with all that out of the way, let's just get into this video. So as I said, there's a lot of stuff in these patch notes, and we're gonna leave them down in the description below, so I'm not talking about all of it. They've done loads of things, from adjusting snipers, assault rifles, LMGs, pistols, field upgrades. You know, they've done so much, and it's ridiculous. I'm not going to read through all of it. Instead, we're just going to be discussing the sniper changes and my personal thoughts and opinions on it. So let's just get right into it. So first off, we're going to talk about the general changes to the snipers. Then we're going to go through every single sniper and discuss what they did. So the first thing they did is add custom flinch for the snipers. Now, this is essentially just traditional flinch. If you didn't know, in Black Ops Cold War, they changed flinch across the board and how it works. So instead of getting shot and your aim moving up and like around and stuff, when you get shot, you sort of move backwards. I'm pretty sure it's really weird. It's basically like there's no flinch in the game. And a lot of people are complaining about snipers having this no flinch thing, because obviously if you're aiming in, you shoot at them and there's no penalty at all for shooting them. So people complaining about that, and they've gone ahead and added that flinch to snipers, which I think is a good change. I'm not gonna lie. We'll get into my opinions later on. The second thing to talk about is ADS momentum. This is basically the ADS time, I'm pretty sure. Not from like completely hipfire to complete ADS. It's sort of like in between. So if you sort of ADS and then you go out and in again, that's the ADS momentum, I'm pretty sure. Now what they said is the heavier snipers, like say the ZRG, LW3, they will feel weightier when doing that, and ones like the Pellington, the Swiss would feel a lot quicker, which is cool, I suppose. And the final thing they did across the board for snipers is they changed a bunch of the attachments, but the general gist of it is that they reduced the bullet velocity on a lot of barrels. They've reduced the flinch resistance on a ton of grips. They've reduced they've increased the sprint to fire time on some stocks, and they also reduced the ADS time on the airborne elastic wrap from 12 to 5%, which once again we'll talk on my thoughts and opinions later on. So let's get into all the individual changes for the sniper now. The first one is the LW3. They increased the bullet velocity from 550 to 580, and they reduced the ADS in momentum from 0.2 to 0.233, which means absolutely nothing to me. I don't know what that means, but sure. We got the Pellington here. They increased the sprint to fire time from 0.45 to 0.433. They reduced the bullet velocity from 500 to 478, and they increased the ADS time from 550 to 583. Next up, we have the M82, or sorry, Sniper Rifle Charlie, as they like to call it. They increased the one-hit potential to include the mid-torso. They increased the ADS speed from 0.7 to 0.666, which isn't an increase, that's a decrease, but whatever. They increased the ADS out momentum from 0.2 to 0.183, which is also a reduction. They reduced the ADS in momentum from 0.2 to 0.25, which is an increase. And they reduced the firing speed from 0.333 to 0.833, which I'm pretty sure once again is an increase. I don't know if it's me being dumb or if they've just fucked up the patch notes. I'm not really too sure. But I'm pretty sure when they say increase the ADS time and it goes down, that should be a reduction. No, I don't really know. Whatever. Next up, though, we've got the ZRG. Now, this is probably the most interesting one in my opinion. They reduced the ADS speed from 0.65 to 0.683, which is once again an increase. They reduced the bullet velocity from 925 to 923. They increased the ADS out momentum from 0.2 to 0.183, which is, I'll imagine, a decrease. and they reduced the ADS in momentum to 0.2 to 0.283. I just want to pause here and say I'm not too sure if the increase and decrease is accurate for the ADS in and out momentum, because I'm not really sure exactly what the values mean, so I can't really say exactly. But for things like the bullet velocity and ADS speed, they've stuffed some of the things on that, so I don't know what's going on there. The interesting one for me on the ZRG is the custom vehicle damage. Now, what they said here is the anti-material property of this weapon deals extra damage to enemy vehicles and score streaks. Due to the sheer number of vehicles and score streaks to choose from in Black Ops Cold War, this damage is displayed in game as a range, 1100 to 2200. Generally speaking, the larger a vehicle or score streak is, the more damage this weapon would deal to it, which makes sense. Now, the final weapon here is the Swiss K31. They have 25% less flinch than other sniper rifles on the Swiss, and they reduce the bullet velocity from 700 to 684. So this is everything that they did to these snipers in this update, and I definitely have mixed feelings on it. And I also want to talk about the general feelings as well on these changes. So I would imagine a lot of people that play Black Ops Cold War are going to be very, very happy about this, because this looks like, on paper, that they destroyed snipers, and, you know, quick scoping, hard scoping is going to be way less viable now than it was before. So I'd imagine the general population of the community is going to be happy, which is just how it goes. People who snipe are generally thought about last. So, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense why they did this, because they always try and appeal to the general community, and that's what they've done here. However, in my opinion, I don't really agree with everything they did today. So, obviously, the custom flinch, I think, is great. That solves a lot of issues. You know, that, I think, solves the main issue, to be honest. If they just did custom flinch and that was it, I think a lot of people would be happy. I mean, obviously you'll have the one person who says that sniping is still overpowered and broken and whatever. But I think the flinch was the main thing that was giving this game problems with sniping, so I think they did good with that. Once again, the ADS momentum, I don't know what that means. I don't really care, to be honest. But the main thing for me is the reduction in the ADS speed for the airborne elastic wrap. Now, obviously this was the quickest one, the quickest rear grip in the game for snipers, and they reduced that from 12% to 5%. Now, when I first read these patch notes, I inferred this as they did it across the board, but I read it wrong. So it's only for this one, which is interesting, I suppose. So I guess that means that you can do have more ADS time on other grips, so like the Serpent wrap. I'd imagine that still does, I think, 10%, I'm pretty sure. So that's not bad, actually. I have to say, that's not a terrible change, but was it necessary? I mean, I feel that's the main thing with these changes is, sure, they don't destroy snipers, but was it really necessary? You know what I mean? Like, what was the point of doing this? Like, the ADS time was bad enough as it was. It was the worst it's ever been in COD. Like, the slowest sniper in the past was probably 400 milliseconds tops. That's the quickest you can make a sniper in this game. And you can have them as slow as a second, like a full second, which you're not going to do, obviously. But the slowest, quickest weapon. So, if you have the slowest weapon that is built to be the quickest, I think it's around about 600 or 700 milliseconds. But, I don't know. I mean, I feel like sniping in this game is sort of a lost cause anyway. They fixed the issue of it being broken, quote-unquote. So, I guess I can't really complain. And I'm not a massive sniper anyway. I don't snipe all the time. But I do enjoy it quite a bit, you know. So, this is disappointing to see. I'm not an avid sniper, you know, I don't do it all the time, but I don't see why they made some of the changes they did, if that makes sense. That's about everything that changed with snipers. Overall, it's Season 3, it's mid-Season 3, so I'm not going to be using snipers anytime soon, so I don't care that they destroyed them. That's a bit of an exaggeration, I know. They didn't destroy sniping, but they definitely nerfed it, and it's pretty serious. But at the end of the day, as long as all the weebs on Twitter are happy, that's all that matters. So, thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. And, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.